James Besante. He's an addiction medicine specialist and with us live tonight. Doctor, always good to have you. Thanks for coming back. First of all, your reaction to what Ali was sharing about the problem in Arizona. They're on the front lines watching this drug crisis unfold, and then we see it spill into so many of our communities. But you're on the medical side, right? You're on the treatment side. You're seeing it when it's at its worst, when people have it in their hands and the risk of death is real.
Yeah, well, first, thank you so much for having me. I believe this is a very important story, but I want to point out first that changing the color of a substance and pressing it into a drug with a logo is not a new phenomenon with regard to substance use. This is a very common practice. However, it's usually associated with club drugs like ecstasy, not fentanyl. In this way, I believe these tablets certainly carry the risk of being consumed by individuals not intending to use an opioid, likely people with no tolerance to opioids, which places them at enormous risk of accidental overdose. Over the last several years, we have seen more and more seizures of fentanyl pressed pills. These are usually tablets made to look like prescribed opioids. These tablets are almost indistinguishable from the prescribed drug, Percocet, Oxycontin. However, these are usually consumed by people intending to use opioids who likely have a protective tolerance to the drug. So you can see why these colored pills being mistaken for a party drug are so dangerous.
Is there a way to know what you're taking? I mean, we've heard about the testing strips. I mean, is that a way that, I mean, one, you should just not take anything that's not coming from your doctor, but two, if you have something that looks like a familiar pill, a way to test it and know what's in it?
It's a great question. And we know that people are consuming unknown substances. In fact, there was a really interesting research study published in Great Britain this summer that found that only 65% of drugs sold as ecstasy or MDMA at music festivals in Great Britain contained the drug. So almost half of the drugs sold as ecstasy at festivals do not actually contain ecstasy in them. So people are increasingly consuming substances that are not what they believe they are. Harm reduction measures, like you mentioned, are really important. Fentanyl test strips are extremely helpful and crucial to our response to the opioid epidemic.
Doctor, I want to play a soundbite from the police chief in Kyle, Texas, a small community. They had 3 high school students die from what they believe are fentanyl overdoses just within the last month. They've had 7 overdose deaths in this calendar year. I want to share for folks at home what he had to say recently.
There is no piece of these pills that they're taking that is safe. We are hearing in the subsequent interviews from survivors that they believe that if they break the pill into smaller pieces, they can take an amount of that pill and it's safe.
And they're hearing that from people who survived, who were close to those who did not. This could not be further from the truth, that you think you're taking something that's less potent, less dangerous, less deadly.
I completely agree with that statement. And I think the point here is that these drugs are incredibly strong. But, you know, large seizures of fentanyl, they've been going on increasingly over the years. Importantly, this seizure underscores that there is an enormous and growing market for opioids in this country. It's a market that is expanding and outpacing our work to increase access to treatment. Over 100,000 lives lost last year in this country to drug overdose, and only 11% of patients living with an opioid addiction are being prescribed life-saving medications to treat their illness. We must expand access to treatment in this country. Otherwise, we are allowing this market to rage. At the same time, we have to increase access to harm reduction measures. You mentioned fentanyl test strips. Narcan, naloxone, overdose reversal kits are also essential.
Yeah, it's key to fighting this battle, and we've got a long way to go. Dr. James Besante, I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.